Anthem on the track. Yeah. Anthem, you a legend. Yeah. You said you was nice too.
Sound barrier.
Yeah. Yeah. Death is a friend of me, life is my enemy. Art is the recipe, come take a trip with me. Lubricate a mystery, tell them how it feel to be. Mounted on my mystery, Scorpios and centipedes. Death is a friend of me, life is my enemy. Art is the recipe, come take a trip with me. Lubricate a mystery, tell them how it feel to be. Mounted on a mystery, Scorpios and centipedes.
So shout out to all the Scorpios. My birthday is in 2 days. You know, this is Scorpio season. Don't be mad. I know you.
Circle round sevens, primes when we pound up. Dear Killer Pain, Brooklyn burned the town
in
up.
this moment with me. I must give a shout out to my brother Rod. He's my mentor, my teacher, and I wouldn't know all of the things I know right now. So I must give a shout out to him.
They dubbing you to death, bootlegging for less. Tell them how the Africans took over the West. Taught them how to dress.
What I'm speaking about today is called How to Write Your Own Bible. So, of course, some people are like, why? Aren't we trying to get away from the Bible? Right? Well, let me tell you something about the African American and those who would like to be African Americans or be around African Americans. African Americans are the most unique species of human being on the planet. Every other species on the planet has lodged within their culture a cosmological way of defining how they got here. The African American does not have one and is always wondering why there's no unity. He always want to unify with people. We got to be unified, brother. Brother, why is all this black on black crime? When the Russians kill Russians, the Russians don't get up there and talk about Russian on Russian crime. When the Japanese Yakuza kill Japanese people, that's good or bad, they don't get up and say Japanese crime, right? We are the world's little baby in the post-event, learning about ourselves with an English language. You are at a deficit. African Americans have not been reading over 140 years collectively. Do you understand what a 140-year block of you not participating in anything literary can do to you? That means you have no input into the events called the future. You see? Now, the only way that you can exert power in the Western world is through intellect, and the justification for intellect is force. We already have Bible writers. The Bible writers are those brothers and sisters who are writing music, rhyme and verse. Now, there's laws when you're writing rhyme and verse. They call it liturgical language. You ever hear that? Now, the so-called Jew, and they are not African in origin, therefore they are not melanatedly brilliant to create nothing significant for me to be like, oh, you deep. You heard? So, they are fudging. And when I went and I looked at the text, the worst disrespect that they can ever do to my former ways of thinking is to put an English translation on it. Now, something really strange happened. The way that you get into my spiritual revenue stream is you do what? You write another book that goes concurrent with the other book. They wrote a book called the Talmud. They don't have nothing to do with African people. It say you can rape kids. You're supposed to do circumcisions with your mouth, rabbis. That is awful. To each his own. I ain't finna do that though. I ain't never seen no inscription on the walls. I ain't never seen my ancestors do that. They clearly showed they had knives. Right? So now, what happens when nobody's there to defend what you used to do and somebody else comes and just writes a book that says, I know the understanding of that book, because the Jews you see on Sunset Melrose Williamsburg and all that, they don't read Torah. The word Torah comes from the goddess Ta'ur. The Torah is speaking about the center of the universe. It's speaking about, edited by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, great African thinkers. They speak directly to the truth that the Commission language is still being spoken by Islamicized Africans. Now, I'm not here to destroy religion, but just imagine religion calibrated through melanated minds. It's a different thing. You see? Islam to the African American has not made one African American blow themselves up. African American Islam is not a threat to white male establishment. You know that, right?
Yes. Not at all.
One of my teachers here, Brother Energy Assar, told me, he said, the Nation of Islam's duty and job, and I'm a nation baby. I come from, my mother was, that was one of the things. They ain't had nothing else to do. You heard? It was heroin, church, right? Or the nation. So she went to the nation, right? And he said, listen.
Wow.
Energy said, listen. The Nation of Islam was a way to make African American men be passable in white society. You heard? It was a blending of sorts because of the uniformity with things to make what we have now godlike. You understand? Yeah. My endeavor is to speak. I'm never going to get, I don't have nothing against dashikis and button-up shirts, but when I'm speaking to my folks, I want to look like a certain type of demographic, because I'm looking back where I came from. I want them to hit the science, because I know that they're going to get a little bit more busier when the fit hit the shan. My peeps who look like me, with, hey son, what up? Yeah, they going to do something miraculous that's going to be able to change things. You heard? They're not going to be sitting up talking. You feel me? So now, I use the images of our culture to promote my agenda. Now let me tell you something. This is the mechanics of your mind. Everybody's mind is organized in this fashion. You have what is called the doer, the thinker, and the knower. Now, the one that is the most ignorant of all three is the one where you keep, or where you do the most harm to yourself, is in the realm of thinking. Now, some people will say, Brother Rashid, you bugging. You're gonna tell our people to stop. This is a crazy endeavor I got into, talking about how to write your own Bible, right? So I said, let me go to the experts and see what they was talking about. Now, this book, it costs you $83 to buy this book. In this book, now this author, Stephen Harris, is charging $83 for this book. The original price is $106, right? You can rent the book for $26, right? The book is full of lies, yo. The book is disgusting. They got a historical map in there that places the establishment of Athens before the building of the pyramids. Now, this is being sold at, I only asked for $10, love donation, you heard? So we can have this dialogue. The Pilgrim want to lie to you in over 400 pages and give it up at Barnes & Noble. I ain't gonna say Noble, they Noble. Right? And now, who are the publishers? Y'all all went to school. This is the building where your publisher is located for that atrocious lie. This is how much. Boy, they selling a lot of books. Check that out. McGraw-Hill Building. McGraw, I bet you, if you go look at your kids' school books, they came from these folks. You heard? They got a bankroll telling lies. You heard? Now, Nat Turner. Now, what did Nat Turner have to do with writing your own Bible? Let me tell you something about this brother. This brother was Christian. he was a preacher. However, his social reality gave him a different definition of the words that allowed him to actually activate in principle what was going on around him to change the conditions surrounding his life. I'm not mad at that Bible. The Bible he had, it was the same one. It was the same one. But he had a different social constraint that made him garner a different response mechanism. You understand that? That means that his Bible interpretation was enough to make him go kill white folks.
Tell them how the Africans took over the West, taught them how to dress, cleaning up their mess. Gucci for less, Polo for less, Louis for less. Boosters was best. Charge it to the game, nigga.